the first line of my story is kind of like the title, and I've changed it based on what Rachel was doing, is catch a boat and catch love. And so that's what my story is about. 14 years ago, my wife and I arranged a trip, a sailing trip for the entire family. There were 12 of us. And we had the best time in the British Virgin Islands, sailing and connecting and cooking and just being a family. And it was so meaningful for my son that 3 years ago, with 3 kids, he decided he wanted to recreate the experience of sailing in the BVI for his family. And he invited me and my wife to go with him. So we got together and we arranged a trip and we scheduled it for the spring of 2020. That worked, right? Nobody went anywhere. All we were doing is staying home and washing our food. After a couple of missteps or a couple of tries to reschedule, we finally went on the trip, and it was the last 10 days of 2021. It was magical. We were having a great time. We were snorkeling, we were canoeing, we were visiting restaurants. The kids loved, his 3 kids loved playing in the surf for hours and hours and hours. On the first trip, I remember being the person that was the captain. So something in this second trip wasn't sitting right with me. I'd kind of lost my captainship. I was feeling old and less relevant and a little worn out and a little pissy. And I was still having a good time drinking the drinks on the beach, but there was something going on with me, and I wondered what it was. I was proud of my son, and he was doing a good job as being captain, but it was sort of gnawing at me a little bit. So this was Christmas Eve, and this is what changed everything. We were shopping for presents for each other, like a gift list, a gift exchange. And we were in where were we? We were in Totola, in the town that's there. I can't remember the name because I'm old and I'm not the captain anymore. All those things. And we were going to shops and we were trying to find gifts for each other, and it was almost a disaster. We didn't know where the shops were, the gift shops, and I was kind of like getting a little more irrelevant, which is what I was feeling as not being the captain. And I was not participating with the group. I was kind of hanging back, showing my mood, until we walked by this gallery. And I saw this amazing oil painting of 3 ships, 3 sailing ships in a bay. It was this big. And it was on sale for $55. I thought, wow, that is so cool. I love that painting. It's touching my heart. It's bringing me together with all of the things that family and these trips mean to me, and it was touching me deeply. Well, I didn't do anything about the painting right then, but when we got all gathered back at the restaurant for lunch, instead of eating, I said to the crew, I'm going to go out and check this painting out at the gallery. And so I did, and I got to the gallery, and I bought it. And as I left the restaurant, my wife said, honey, if you buy this, how the hell are you going to get it home? And I sheepishly said, like I always do, oh, I'll have a plan. So this big 5-foot long by 2.5-foot painting, I bought it, the box was there. I had no idea how I was going to get it on the boat because it was no big storage spaces, and then again onto the plane. So I thought, FedEx. I'll take it to FedEx. So I called FedEx, and they were close enough. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, 4 o'clock the boat was leaving, and this was like 2:30. And so I call FedEx, and I get a price, $126. It sounds like we're going to send it back. So I have a $55 painting and a $126 FedEx fee to get it back to my house. But I loved it. I had to have the painting. So I paid it, and I took it back to the restaurant. I leaned it up against the railing, and it was like $320. And I knew, because I checked, that FedEx was a 10-minute walk away, 10 minutes. And I said, I've got a plan. I'm going to go to FedEx. I'll see you at the boat at 4, because the boat was leaving. We had to go somewhere. It wasn't like an emergency that I had to leave, but everybody was expecting me to be back at 4. Nobody said a word. Nobody offered to go with me. It was just me. So I picked up this big painting in this box. It wasn't very heavy, but it was big as shit. I put it on my shoulder, and I took off toward FedEx. I had the phone in one hand and the painting in the other, and I was moving it around, and I was going, and I was going, and I was going. 10 minutes, 2 minutes in, I was right where my direction said I needed to be. Everything was going fine until I turned right where I shouldn't have. And I was walking through an alley, and I walked into this big area behind these houses, and I could hear loud music, and I could see people having a party, and all these guys were having, and girls were having this party in this backyard, and here I go, a white guy walking in with his big picture and a phone in his hand. I'm hoping that they're curious. And I said, I need to get to FedEx. And the big guy in the patio said, it's up by the school. I had no idea where the fucking school was. But I did walk up there where he said, and as soon as I got onto the street, I saw the school, and up there I saw FedEx. And I had 2 minutes to get to FedEx to get my 10 minutes. So I got there, and I was so proud of myself, so pleased that I'd made it in the 10 minutes. I put my phone in the pocket. I walked in the door. I laid the big picture down on the scale, and she started to measure it. 5 feet, 2.5 feet, 5 inches tall. Sir, that will be $326 to get it home. What choice did I have? But also I thought, yes, I did it. I got the FedEx. I got the picture. It's going home. I filled out the paperwork, headed out the door. I had 10 minutes to get back to meet the boat at 4 o'clock. It was 3:50. So I started hustling back, and I got about halfway there, and I was feeling a little anxious about time, and all of a sudden a big yellow van taxi cab pulls up with this girl driving. And I said, can you take me to the boat? Please, I need to get to the boat in a few minutes. She said, sure, jump in. So I did, but I didn't really know where to tell her the boat was. And so I was thinking about it, and she's driving around, and I said, no, I think it's over here. No, we're going to go this way. And I picked up the name of the restaurant, and I said, here on the phone, take me here, and she did. And I walked in to the restaurant, and there were some people, my family was still there. It was 4 o'clock on the dot. I'd made it. I was so proud of myself. I no longer felt relevant. I felt that I had the love of myself and my family. So now, that picture, it hangs behind my wall, right behind me. And I have, every time I start a Zoom meeting or look at that picture, I'm reminded of how much I was able to catch the boat and catch the love for myself at the same time. Thank you.